Hello, everybody. Welcome or welcome back to The Crow. We are your hosts, Anna Barrett
and Justin Travis. Thank you for joining us. I am a senior at Jacksonville State and the sports editor for the Chanticleer.
And I am a junior and the news editor. We wanted to start a podcast to have more of a conversation with our audience.
Jumping right into the stories from the last week, there have been 9 stories published since the last episode of The Crow.
At number 1, we have UPD Deputy Chief retiring after 16 years. Jacksonville State University's Deputy Chief Brian Mann has spent 16 years as an officer for the University Police Department and almost 24 years in law enforcement. On February 27th, he entered a new career at the United States Federal Courthouse in Anniston as a court security officer, according to officials. There was a reception held last week by UPD in the basement of Sauls Hall commemorating Mann's time at JSU. He was awarded with a Certificate of Service for his time at this position at UPD by Chief Michael Barton, as well as a wooden plaque recognizing his time as Deputy Chief. Barton led the ceremony and took time to share some words about Mann. There's a lot of things that could be said, but as I look at my career, it's not what we do necessarily every day, but it's also the relationships we have made. And Brian has set a great example for all of us, he said. Following Mann's awards and Barton's kind words, the crowd declared Mann give a speech.
Very awkward. I've done many of these over the years.
In it, he said, "It's been a good experience. It was quite a big change going from Atala to here, some obstacles and some challenges. I had people to help me out. I've built friendships over the years at both places, and I hope to maintain those. I will have the same phone number and will be reachable. I still live in Jacksonville, and hopefully I'm not too late getting to the Anniston Courthouse," he said jokingly. You can find the full article on our website, jsuchanticleer.com, or on our app.
Coming in at number 2, we have the Honors Program to host Blood Drive by Maddie Reed, features editor. The Jacksonville State Honors Program hosted a blood drive on Friday, March 1st, at Kenmore Hall in order to combat the unrelenting need for blood in America. According to the American Red Cross, every 15 seconds someone needs a blood transfusion, and right now hospitals are struggling to fill these needs due to a national blood shortage. Taylor Holder, the service chair for the Honors Program, coordinated the drive and said, "Our goal is to raise 35 units, so hopefully we can help make a difference in the national blood shortage. 35 units is enough to help 11 total people with blood transfusions, according to the Red Cross, which said that the average blood transfusion equates to 3 units. You can find the full article on our website, jsuchanticleer.com, or on our app.
At number 3, we have SGA to hold annual elections March 12th. The Student Government Association will hold their spring general election on March 12th via campus groups where students can vote from 12:01 a.m. to 4:30 p.m., according to its website. Although the highest executive office for SGA is already decided because there is only one candidate, students will get to vote for Vice President of Student Activities, Student Senate, and Public Relations, as well as Mr. and Mrs. Jack State and Mr. and Mrs. Friendly. The Vice President of Organizational Affairs only has one candidate as well. Candidates for Vice President of Student Senate are incumbent Caitlin Letson and Matthew Hood. These 2 candidates ran against each other last year as well. The candidates for Vice President of Public Relations are Brianna Lewis, Dwight Otis, and Miller Small. The candidates for Vice President of Student Activities are Javian Curtis and Dylan Lee. For Vice President of Organizational Affairs, there's only one candidate. She is incumbent Tanaya Fairbanks, and the president will be Deontay Bush. For Mr. Jack State, Ryan Brandon, Evan Cox, Jackson Davis, Micah Kilgore, Jacob Shears, and Laquez Reed are running. For Miss Jack State, Amelia Baker, Maylee Ledford, Emma Reed, and Ella Sanders are running. For Mr. Friendly, Jamal Henderson, Jaden Holland, John Landman, and Jaden McGee are running. Last but not least, for Miss Friendly, the candidates are Macy Barbary, Angel Long, Maddie Southern, Devin Standridge, Riley Stanley, Kelly Stewart, Jasmine Turner, and Alex Ann Webb. You can find the full article and learn more about all of the candidates on our website or on our app. At number 4, we have Calhoun County voters will choose more than a presidential candidate this Super Tuesday. Calhoun County voters will have a choice of a District 3 representative and a new probate judge with the Alabama primary elections that were held Tuesday. Each race has 3 candidates on the ballot for the Republican Party, with no Democratic challengers for the general election. The candidates for House of Representatives District 3 had the choice between incumbent Mike Rogers, as well as newcomers Brian K. Newell and Baron Ray Bevels. According to Alabama's Secretary of State website, Rogers won with 81.17% of the votes. The candidates for Calhoun County Judge of Probate were Julie Borelli, John Garlick, and Shirley Millwood. No candidate had more than 50% of the vote on Tuesday, so the runoff will be on April 16th, according to the Secretary of State's website. You can find the full article and learn more about the probate judge candidates that will need votes in April on our website or on our app. At number 5, we have officers provide reassurance and tips regarding student safety. There was a tragic accident in Athens, Georgia, on the campus of the University of Georgia, and it has raised concerns for college students everywhere. Jacksonville State's University Police Department wants to remind students that they are always working to prioritize student safety. Campus Relations Officer Adam Green said, "We strive to do that every day. No matter what issues have come up in the media, we strive to do that every day. Chief Barton likes to say public safety is everybody's job. So we do ask our students, faculty, and staff to assist us and be very vigilant. One way students, faculty, and staff can remain vigilant is with the Cocky Watch app, which is listed as Omni Alert in the App Store, according to Green. The Chief Ladiga Trail is a big attraction for those who enjoy a run or a walk before or after class, according to the officers. It passes through the JSU campus during its 33-mile stretch, and officers provided tips for the students who choose to run the portion of the trail that goes through campus. Sergeant Eugenia Jubenville shared these tips for students. She said, "If you choose to run alone, don't wear earbuds where you cannot be aware of your surroundings. They do make headsets where you can listen to your music at a low volume. I would suggest doing that, but most of all, make sure you have a, quote, battle buddy. Take them with you." Even though there are no cameras directly pointing at the trail, Green and Officer DeVoe both confirmed that there are mobile camera trailers that are regularly moved around campus, including access points of the trail. DeVoe also reassured that there are officers who ride the trail on bikes or scooters often. Hillary Tillman, a junior nursing student at JSU who often runs on the trail, shared her thoughts on safety on the trail and UPD. She said, "I have never felt unsafe or concerned while on the Ladiga Trail, mainly because I always have someone with me. I often see UPD driving around campus, so I would say they do make me feel safer, considering they are always patrolling." You can find the full article on our website, jsuchanticleer.com, or on our app. At number 6, we have Everything You Need to Know, Vice President of Student Activities candidates. With the SGA election coming up on March 12th, we are writing a collection of stories so that voters have all the information they could need in order to make a voting decision. This article goes over the candidates for Vice President of Student Activities. According to JSU Student Handbook, the VPSA serves as president of the Student Activities Council and is responsible for recruiting entertainment and programming events. Both candidates, Javian Curtis and Dylan Lee, would be new faces in the realm of student activities, but voters should not count them out or doubt them because of that. Curtis said that just because he is likely a new face to students, do not count him out of the race. He said, "I believe I can bring new and different viewpoints into the office." Lee said that even if a student has never heard of SAC, to vote for somebody new. He said sometimes organizations just need a new pair of eyes to see things. They need a new start or rebirth. According to the SGA website, speeches and debates for all positions will be held on March 11th at 5 p.m. in the auditorium of the Thuron Montgomery Building. Elections will be conducted via campus groups on March 12th from 12:01 a.m. to 4:30 p.m., according to the website. You can find the full article on our website or on our app.
At number 7, we have the SGA Senate appoints new senator by Jaden Cantrell, correspondent. The Jacksonville State Student Government Association Senate voted to appoint Keandre Swift as a new senator on Monday under the recommendation of Vice President of Student Senate, Caitlin Letson. Swift said, "I want to jump in and guide the process, and I believe everything a senator does is important." You can read the full article on our website or on our app. At number 8, we have the City Council moves forward with temporary road closure by me. In a press release Tuesday afternoon, the Jacksonville City Council announced the temporary road closure of a section of 7th Street Northeast due to construction on the Randy Owens Center for the Performing Arts. The tentative date for the road closure between Church Avenue Northeast and 2nd Avenue Northeast has been scheduled for March 18th, according to the press release, and the street will remain closed until the construction is complete in January 2026. Benjamin Nunnally, the public information officer for the city of Jacksonville, noted public and worker safety as the main causes of the closure in the press release. He wrote, "Safety professionals from Jacksonville State University and the city of Jacksonville have agreed it would be safest for drivers, pedestrians, and construction workers if that portion of the street was closed. The public will still be able to use Roebuck Water Street Northeast and can use 6th Street Northeast and 8th Street Northeast to maneuver around the temporary closure," according to the release. You can read the full article on our website, jsuchanticleer.com, or on the app. Rounding out the list at number 9, we have Kent State routs Jack State in second game of doubleheader by correspondent Austin Tackett. Due to inclement weather on Friday, Jacksonville State's first game against Kent State was postponed today, creating a doubleheader on Saturday. Jack State made some lineup adjustments for their second game against Kent State on Saturday, following an 8-4 loss earlier in the day, but the Gamecocks failed to keep up with the Golden Flashes and lost 10-4. Even though the Gamecocks were down early, the energy would never fall from the dugout or the crowd. Even when down 6 runs, you could hear encouraging words from the team all around. Senior first baseman Derek Jackson Jr. was responsible for 2 of the team's 4 scored runs. Fortunately for Jack State, the team would bounce back in the third game of the series on Sunday, beating Kent State 5-2, thanks to a 2-run home run by Caleb Johnson in the bottom of the first, and a solo home run from Brennan Norton in the same inning. You can read the full article on our website or the app.
Moving right along to our sports update for the week. Justin, take it away.
The Jack State soccer team picked up their first win of their short 5-game spring season on Saturday, with a 5-0 win over the University of Huntsville. Also on Saturday, the women's tennis team narrowly lost at Kennesaw State 3-4. It's March, which means it's March Madness time. The women's basketball team picked up a big win last Saturday, 60-51 over New Mexico State University. Sophomore guard Samaya Smith led the team in scoring with 14 points off the bench in the game, helping lead the Gamecocks to 11-16 on the season and 6-9 in Conference USA play. The men's basketball team suffered a narrow loss to New Mexico State, 66-64, last Saturday in their last game at Pete Matthews Coliseum for the season. The Gamecocks failed to complete their late comeback attempt after being down 10 points with 3 minutes to go. Unfortunately, they dropped this one and fell to 14-16 on the year and 6-9 in Conference USA play. The Jack State softball team lost their last game of the Black and Gold tournament in Montgomery on Sunday, 4-3 to Alabama State. The team went 2-1 over the weekend in the state's capital, with wins over Eastern Illinois and Bryant University. The team moves to 7-12 on the year. As previously mentioned, the Gamecocks baseball team took down Kent State 5-2 on Sunday to go to 1-2 over the weekend series with the Golden Flashes. Jack State dropped to 4-7 on the young season as their game against the University of Alabama in Tuscaloosa was postponed on Tuesday. On Monday, the men's tennis team lost to Georgia Southern 3-4 in Jacksonville. On Tuesday, the Gamecocks men's golf team placed 4th out of 14 teams at Daytona Beach Intercollegiate in Florida, and the women's team finished 10th out of 19 teams at the UNF Collegiate in Jacksonville, Florida as well. That concludes the sports report.
As we wrap up this episode, let's talk about what you can look forward to throughout the next week and the next episode. On Thursday, March 7th, there will be a FAFSA day from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. in Ayers Hall. This is a great opportunity for students who may need help filling out the new FAFSA form. Also Thursday, there will be a lunch and learn with the graduate programs from 11:30 to 1 in Merrill Hall. Society 24, the Alumni Association student organization, is excited to host Jack State Graduate School for Lunch and Learn on March 9th. If you are thinking about applying to grad school, this event is for you. Lunch will be provided on a first-come, first-served basis. On Friday, March 8th, there will be a Women in History event from 12 to 1 p.m. in the TNB Auditorium. According to the JSU event calendar, there will be various speakers from our Gamecock faculty and staff, including Mrs. Sandra Sedeth as a guest speaker.
On Friday, beach volleyball kicks off their season as they head to Florence, Alabama for their matchup against Austin Peay at 11 a.m. and North Alabama at 1 p.m. Also on Friday, softball continues their season as they face the University of Miami of Ohio in Athens, Georgia at 1 p.m. Women's tennis goes to Florence, Alabama to face North Alabama at 1 p.m. Softball continues their play on Friday as they face Furman at 3:30 p.m. in Athens, Georgia. Baseball wraps up the day on Friday as they face the University of Iowa at 6 p.m. at Jim Case Stadium.
On Saturday, March 9th, there will be a Family Day baseball game. Family Day will kick off at 1 p.m. and the baseball game will start at 4 p.m. against Iowa at Jim Case Stadium. Every student is invited to bring along 2 adult family members for free. Those 18 and under will get a free entry as well.
Softball plays 2 important games on Saturday as they face the University of Furman again in Athens, Georgia at 10:30 a.m. and they face the number 3 ranked team in the country, the University of Georgia Bulldogs, at 1 p.m. Men's tennis faces off against Southern Miss at 2 p.m. in Hattiesburg, Mississippi. The women's basketball team plays at Pete Matthews Coliseum at 2 p.m. on Saturday as they face Sam Houston Bearcats. Also at 2 p.m., the men's basketball team tips off their play against the Sam Houston Bearcats in Huntsville, Texas. The Jack State soccer team continues their spring season play as they play Life University at 2 p.m. as well. On Sunday, March 10th, the women's golf team heads to the Chris Bannister Intercollegiate in Glencoe, Alabama. The Jack State women's tennis team plays at Murray State at 12 p.m. The baseball team takes on the University of Iowa again at 1 p.m. at Jim Case Stadium. The Jack State softball team plays the University of Georgia again at 1 p.m. in Athens, Georgia. And finally, the men's tennis team plays at the University of New Orleans at 2 p.m. on Sunday.
On Monday, March 11th, registration for summer and fall semesters began. Graduate students and others who qualify for priority registration will do so on Monday morning.
Also on Monday, the men's golf team kicks off their play at the Tiger Invitational in Auburn, Alabama.
On Tuesday, March 12th, there will be another FAFSA day from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. in Ayers Hall. Registration for summer and fall semesters continue. On Tuesday, seniors or those who have earned 96 or more credit hours will be able to register. There will also be a college to career workshop. This one will focus on job search tips and strategies. It will be from 2 to 3 p.m. in the Houston Cole Library. According to the JSU event calendar, the workshop covers various aspects of the job search process by providing practical tips and actionable strategies. The workshop aims to empower college students to approach their job search with confidence, professionalism, and a strategic mindset.
On Tuesday, the men's and women's golf team wraps up their midweek play. The men's basketball team heads to Huntsville, Alabama for the Conference USA tournament, and the women's basketball team also heads to Huntsville, Alabama for their Conference USA tournament. The Jack State baseball team plays at Alabama State in Montgomery, Alabama at 6 p.m. on Tuesday as well.
On Wednesday, March 13th, registration for summer and fall will continue again. Wednesday, juniors or those who have earned 64 or more credit hours will register. The Writing Center will also host a workshop focusing on avoiding plagiarism from 4 to 5 p.m. in the Stone Center, room 228. According to the JSU event calendar, this workshop will discuss strategies for avoiding academic misconduct and plagiarism.
The men's basketball team and the women's basketball team continues their play in the Conference USA tournament. The matchups have yet to be decided yet, as the seedings have not been determined for each team. Also on Wednesday, the softball team plays at Sanford in Birmingham, Alabama at 5 p.m.
Thank you all for listening. Just as a reminder, on top of being able to listen to The Crow on our website, you can also listen wherever you get your podcasts. The Crow will also be aired on WLJS 91.9 on Thursday morning at 9 and Friday evening at 6. We are your hosts, Anna Barrett
and Justin Travis. We will meet you back here next week.